Hi guys.
Hi.
It's the next episode of Talking Trickline Therapy with Rebecca Whitney this time.
Hello.
So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
What was the beginning? You were born on. Just kidding.
2000. I'm just kidding.
2000. Yeah.
I know.
2011.
Yeah, 2011. Like my Trickline story?
I think we'll start with how we met. We met at the beach in Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Did I start first or did you start first?
I think I came first.
Really?
I started in 2014.
But did you start in the Bay Area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I moved like 6 months later. When I arrived at the beach, I think there was only one other girl that was tricklining there, but she had just broke her wrist doing something, and so she stopped.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like throwing the front flip, and she broke both of her wrists.
She broke both of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Anyways, she didn't.
I didn't see that
come anymore.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who else was there? Probably Luke, Martin, Zeph.
Yeah, they didn't live in the area, so they came down to train.
Mm-hmm.
But at first, I don't remember training a lot. Like when they showed up, it was like, oh, hot shots are coming to the beach.
I think we were like shy.
Yeah,
and
super
we
shy.
went trickline with them.
Yeah.
But I remember we both were talking about Ye, Brianna Ye.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys were friends from Bay Area, right?
I went to Berkeley. Mm-hmm. And then they had like a rock gym that I would train like every day.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say rock climber, I mean like I did it for fun. Like I wasn't professional. And they had a trick line setup and then a low line setup, which was really unique because at the time, this was 2014. So like no one was really trick lining. Andy Lewis was trick lining and probably more people that I didn't know were pioneers of the sport. But at the time it was totally novel. And I saw two people tricklining at the gym, Alex Mason and Brianna Ye, and they were both so little. I think Ye was
Kids.
15, I think. And
How old were you?
I was 20. I was 20. Mm-hmm. I'm now a little older than that, just a little bit.
Just a little bit,
Yeah.
6 months older.
Yeah. And so Ye was they were both really small, but like, I just remember thinking, like, what are they what is that? Like how are they balancing? How are they flipping? Because Mason was doing flips on there.
Yeah.
And Ye I don't think she was doing flips or anything crazy. She was mainly just butt bouncing. But she was totally shredding. And I was like, wow, she's so cool. He's so cool. And then they left. And I was like, sheepishly crept up to the line and like touched it. And I was like, So I like jumped up being like, I can do this, and immediately fell backwards. And I was like, whoa, it's so hard. So I went over the walking line, and then I just like every day when I finished rock climbing, I would walk a couple steps. And people like gave me tips. Some of the climbers gave me tips like hands up, like keep your eyes up, keep your feet like parallel. And the more tips, breathe. Well, because when you first get on the line, you think like you want to look down and place your feet where you like can see, and that immediately throws you off. And so the tips are hugely helpful when you're first getting started.
But actually, I think it's the opposite, to be honest. Because I think it takes time for everyone to learn. And when people like throw like 500 things at you, and you think, if you look to the right spot, if you put your hands in the right spot, you're gonna start walking. But it's not true. It's still gonna take time to learn. Yeah. I think like the posture is important.
Yeah,
like
I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's like five things. And I agree, like when people are throwing a bunch of like information at you, you can't really process it. But I see people that will go there every day for hours trying to learn with their hands down and looking down. And the second someone says like, hey, try putting your hands up and try looking at a fixed point at eye level, all of a sudden they're walking. And so like I think there's like 5 crucial pieces of information that you need to know. And if you can if someone can tell you those, however slowly they
tell
deliver
them
it.
the 5 crucial pieces of information. I should keep them wondering.
Google it. I think for me, okay, so, and you can tell me if you agree with this. Feet parallel to the line. People who try to walk like this doesn't work.
Or like that, yeah.
Hands above your head. I would just say that for now. Eyes staring at a fixed point at eye level. Bend your knees. And then the 5th thing for me there's 2 different things that I would alternate. One would be how to balance in terms of like if you start to lean one way, use your core and your arms to push your weight the other way. Or I usually say try one foot first. That would be like my biggest piece of information. When I used to coach and I used to teach, everyone would try to get both feet on, and then they become like a upside down triangle, and all of your weight is going so much. If you can just get one foot and you have all of your appendages to like balance yourself, I think you learn a lot faster. So the fifth one for me is like more of a tip, not really like a crucial piece, but so maybe there's 4 things you need to know.
For me, it's like more of giving people experience on the line. So it's like I make them step on the line and step over it, so they're not scared to transfer their weight. But it depends on the person. Like some people are like super duper comfortable falling. Some people like really timid. So it really depends.
Like who you're teaching and if they want to step on the line. Most of the people I teach, if anything, I have to like slow them down. I'm like, no, get off. Like just
don't fall.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't fall on your head. So how did your first steps, like, was it easy? Was it hard to like actually balancing? Because we like
walking,
if we talk about tricklining.
Yeah. Walking, the first steps were incredible. Just like noting that, like when you, at first it feels absolutely impossible. And then when you find that sweet spot and you're realizing you're balancing yourself, like there's nothing, it feels like magic.
Yeah.
And that was what hooked me, was that sensation. And then like every step you take and the measurable progress of being able to say like, I walked from here to there, I walked to the end of the line and back, and like being able to feel your skills progress so quickly and your ability progress, and like you feel like you're doing the impossible. That was addictive. So I started doing, once I could do that, I don't remember who taught me how to sit on the line. I'm sure someone like helped me up and like told me what to do. I think Mason gave me some tips. He was training a lot, and I think he was sponsored at the time. So I don't think he was really teaching.
And we're talking
much.
about Alex Mason.
Alex Mason.
Hopefully we'll get him to this podcast as well.
Yeah. Ye might have helped a little bit. There was kind of a community there that would all train with me. And then bouncing, like, I don't know what, I mean, you feel like you're flying. I don't remember what the first few, I'm sure I was pushing off the ground, but like in my mind, like before I saw a recording of me, I was like 8 feet high. And then I saw a recording of me and I was like barely getting off the line. I was like, oh, wow, that feels way cooler than it actually like looks.
It's really similar actually for me, because when I saw Trickline, I saw Slackline in Park in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And when I was walking by and I was also like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
And for me also, like the first second that I was standing on the line, it was like, whoa, it's like a different world.
Yeah.
It's like almost like you're meditating, and finally like you reach nirvana for a second. You're like, what was that? I want to do this again.
Well, I think that's actually what helped me. Like another piece of the addictive nature of it is I had what felt like pretty bad ADD in college. And I just had a lot of, I don't know, anxiety, stress, things bouncing around in my head at all times. And being on the slackline, it was so immersive, and it's the only way that I found, and I went to Berkeley, so everyone meditated there. That's very like hippie culture. So I took a meditation class and I like sat there, fell asleep. Like I just failed, like ultimately failed.
Where's Rebecca? Oh, she's
just totally sleeping in the corner.
Meditating.
Everyone's
so
in nirvana and I'm just asleep. But on the line, it felt like an active form of meditation. Like I felt like my mind and my body were having a conversation, but I wasn't controlling that conversation. And that was really cool because it felt like...
Do you think you ever lost it, or did it stay with you?
Like that feeling?
Is it still with you?
Oh, that's a good question. I always feel that same sense of like meditation, but once I started progressing and like chasing tricks and tracing progression in a way that was a little bit more focused, I think I'm more in my head. It's not just about being on the line, it's about chasing something. So my mind is processing like...
So it's different.
Yeah, it's different. So it's still amazing. And I think when I'm in a flow, like if I'm doing tricks that I already know what to do, like and how to do them, and they're like part of my nature, then I can reach that state. But if I'm trying something new, there's my mind is racing and processing.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, but bouncing was awesome. Learned how to like chest bounce. I think I learned a little bit in the gym, but then we moved to Lake Merritt, is like a lake in Oakland, and we would set up between the trees and put like crash pads, which are...
Who did you set up with?
Drayton, a guy named Alex something.
So you had like a little community with
something.
you.
Yeah, there were probably like 5 to 12 of us that would go out there like once a week, and just mess around in the park.
How addicted were you? Well, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like this is what I'm going for. Or we're just like, okay, we're just doing stuff and we're doing trick lining.
It felt intense because I was like, oh, I'm gonna chest bounce today. I think I learned chest bounce 180. There, I think I learned.
Tap spin?
Yeah, tap spin. Yeah, I think I
tap spin we learned together.
No, I learned it up there because I have a video of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Then you maybe forgot it and then you remember it.
I think front side tap spin I learned on the beach, but backside tap spin I learned there.
That makes sense because I remember when Ye came to visit.
Yeah.
And she was teaching us how to do tap spins and I didn't. Like, I couldn't do tap spins then.
Yeah.
And then you got it first, and I was like, oh my God, Rebecca got it first, I'm so jealous. And you were like, we were both like, I was like, came to you, I was like, how do you do this? And you were like, it's like jumping on a horse. Like, imagine you just turned here, and then you jump on a horse, like, you just need to put it there. I'm like, oh my God, this is so magical.
So, did you get it that day?
No.
But you can do it now.
I can do it. Like, it's still hard for me, to be honest.
Do you go front side or back side?
Front side.
I like backside better. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but I think you're maybe a backside spinner in general.
Backside spinner.
Yeah.
But I remember at the time, same thing. I thought I was going so high, but I was barely getting my body around, and then I felt like chest bounce 7 times to get back to my butt.
When did your style? Like, when did you think? Because I love your style. Like a lot of people love your style.
Thanks.
And when did that? How did that form?
I don't even know if I tried. Like I think I did.
Like your surfing, your like poses, you know, like. And like the way you do stuff is very clean, you know, like and
training with Zeph was a time when my style became clean because he was such a stickler for like perfection. And so
I mean like a lot of crying and
crying?
Don't say this about my
No, not like that, but like when you would do a trick, he would be like now land it without dabbing. Like he if you landed something while dabbing, you wouldn't really consider it landing it. And he wouldn't consider it like a trick that you had conquered until you could combo it.
Was it important for you to like kind of do it for him? Or was it more like he was like a measurement of your progress?
Maybe. He felt like a coach because I respected him so much because he is incredibly talented, but also he like really understands how to break down
he's an amazing coach.
He's an amazing coach.
That might be like the best coach
in my mind, because I think he feels like he can personalize it to your style. So like he'll watch you do the trick, and instead of just telling you how he does the trick, he can kind of like break down where
he's also like an encyclopedia of like, hey Zeph, who landed this first, who does it front side, who does it back side. He's just like, oh, this person.
And he doesn't give like positive feedback lightly. So maybe like when you're trying to land something, you're chasing the mastery of it in a way that I wouldn't say like approval. That's not the right word, but like when you're working on something with someone else, you're both working for it in a way. So that felt really cool to have. So when I moved here originally, I moved to LA to act. Because I was really interested in acting at the time. And then I got a job like selling shoes to pay bills. And then I was going out for auditions. And then I started training at the Slack Park and I loved it. And I started blowing off auditions to train.
Really?
My mom was like, how'd the audition go? And I was like,
that
audition. And so I eventually was like, you know what? I must not like acting that much if I'm blowing it off to do this other passion of mine.
Did you actually acted somewhere or no?
I did a lot of theater work, and I did a lot of theater work up in San Francisco, and I enjoyed it. I really like acting on stage. I don't know if my face is good for camera because my eyebrows are super expressive, and so when I'm like on camera, I look like I'm coked out. Like I just look so like I look.
I love the video. I remember one guy was shooting like an advertisement or something.
Oh yeah, like a documentary.
Yeah, and it was really cool. I loved the shots with you.
Oh, thanks. The whole time I was like, pretend you have Botox. Don't dare move your eyebrows. Yeah, I tried. I probably failed.
I think like everybody has like a thing about their like most beautiful people have like a thing about them that they don't like. and then they can
everyone
see,
has a thing that they don't like.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, like they'll only look at that thing, and if that thing is there, it like ruins the whole expression.
Yeah, you're gonna go back and watch this, and you're gonna be like, why are eyebrows
like, Rebecca,
so high on her
eyebrows.
face? We need to mute those.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so then I kept training, and then at first I was training alone. I trained with Drayton a little bit, trained by myself. I don't remember how the community started building, but I remember Zeph and Martine and Luke would come down pretty frequently at the time, and I would train with them. And then Zeph became, I don't know, naturally kind of became my coach. I don't know how that started.
So I know how it started because I was there.
Yeah.
So
were you there when Drayton was there?
Yes.
Okay.
But not as much. I think we weren't training together then. But it's like, so basically I think you learn fast. I don't know if it's like the background in sports or just like your personality. Yeah. Have you had any other background besides climbing?
I've been an athlete my whole life. So I played pretty much most sports. I played soccer in high school. I swam in high school. I played rugby at Cal, and then rock climbing, and I'm pretty athletic. So I think I'm pretty athletic. I think I like my mind and my body understand what's up and how to, like, I think I was naturally pretty in shape. I have no gymnastics background, and that was, I think, a huge downfall of mine in terms of, I think if I grew up, like now you're seeing all the kids that are 7 years old and they're like learning how to trickline when they're 7. I started when I was like 20. So, and I'm sure when did you start?
32.
Yeah. So, wait, you started when you were 32?
Yeah.
Are you 40?
I'm 40 right now.
Wow. Yeah. So you've been tricklining for 8 years?
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, we probably started around the same time. Yeah. So like I'm hugely jealous of people that can get into that.
So when you started and I was started, and I know like I'm pretty like scarce in terms of trying stuff, even though like I break it down for myself and I figure out how to get somewhere, even though like I haven't gotten that far. But I remember everybody, because like when you train with someone, everybody gets excited when you're landing something. And it's like a special joy for people to watch somebody land it. And I think with me, people don't get it much because it's like, oh, Olga's still doing it with a hand, or like, oh, Olga's still doing it on the low line with 100 pads around. But I think you gave people that satisfaction of getting somewhere, you know. And I think naturally that inspired people to coach you more and like feed more energy into that.
Maybe I could see that. I think I also just really wanted the progress. Like, I think it's smart to be conservative when you're training. And I think if I had started at 32, I'm not 32 yet. So I already feel that my body is like not loving the trickline very much. So I think that if you're getting into it at 32 and you're pushing as hard as you can as hard as you are on a trickline, like, I think it's smarter to be conservative. I started when I was 21, 22, when your like bones are rubber or whatever, and like you can kind of bounce back a little easier. Because the difference between me tricklining at 21 and 29 was huge. I think that I was way more resilient to injuries. I didn't have those like weird lower back pains and like sciatica that like most trickliners always end up talking about. And I loved the pain, and I loved it. I don't know what was wrong with me, but like when something went wrong, it made me angry. Yeah, like something, I would fall and I was like, oh no, like that, I'm gonna do that.
Your eyebrows are different.
I love the pain. I love the chase of those harder tricks, and I think
you saying it, and I have goosebumps on my head because I remember it. Like I remember how concentrated you were and how focused you were, and like how hard you pushed. Yeah. Like sometimes I would come train, and you've been training there for hours.
I would train for like 8 hours a day, maybe 10 some days. Like when Zeph would come down and we'd train like 3 days in a row, we were probably starting around like 10 or 11, and we'd leave at 8. Wow. I mean, we're not on the line the whole time, right? Like we're hanging out or bringing lunch or getting lunch or whatever. But like, we went really hard. So I think part of the progress is just time on the line. And I was really lucky to be able to be at a place like Santa Monica where you're training over sand and not grass, because that's huge. And then also had all day to train. And then I had someone who already knew how to do the tricks to teach me how to do the tricks. And also say, hey, when are you going to do this next trick? And be like, oh, maybe I should try that next trick. So that was really unique. And I think that was, that really helped me push. I think having an audience also helps. Like sometimes when you're at like the Santa Monica Slack Park, it sucks when people like either come up to you or stop or film you or whatever, and you're concentrated and you're like, go away, I want to train. But also, when someone's watching you, there's a weird pressure that you feel, not necessarily to perform, but like I would have people stop that would sit and watch me start a trick, and like I could see them get invested, like they'd see me fail and yell or whatever thing that I would do when I was mad. And then they would sit there for like 1 or 2 hours and watch as I went from like angry to like screaming because I had just landed the trick. And it was like all this, it was almost a community of anonymity where these people would cheer me on, and like I'd be like, yeah, and they'd be like, yeah, and like I don't know you, but thank you.
Really? I never
you got me there.
I never feel it from like strangers.
Do you yell? Yeah. So I would like fall and I would be like, oh, like no, like and I think
maybe not loudly, but I would swear.
I don't know. Maybe I swore.
I definitely do swear, but I do yell. I remember the first time I landed, like the first but the feet. I screamed to the whole beach. It was a bad word, F word, and so it's like it was like so loud. I didn't expect it, but I definitely cried. Like, but it's not right away. But I definitely cried after landing something. But it was more like flips because I didn't ever think I would land flips.
I mean, maybe that's it too. Like butt to feet, maybe people like don't understand the difficulty of that until they try, and then they're on the line by themselves. But or themselves. Whereas like doing a front flip, that's a visual manifestation of a difficulty of something that maybe not everyone can do.
Yeah, so I still can't do it. I landed it like 4 times.
Yeah, I've seen you do it.
Yeah, but it's still hard, It's
still hard for me. Like, well, I haven't done a front flip forever, but like, I've probably done hundreds of flips and landed them clean, no problem. But every time I took off from a front flip, I would panic for whatever reason. I don't know why. That one was tricky. I think it was because I landed on my neck one time, and that one got me. Like, I was like, here we go. And then
I think you were thinking about the backflip and then you were starting front flip. Something got confused in your brain.
I was prepping, and then the bounce felt weird, and so I was like, oh, abort. And my lower legs were like, cool, we're aborting, and my upper body was like,
no, we're throwing.
No, we're not, we're throwing. And so my upper body did this, and I just dove straight to the ground. And I landed on my neck in a weird way. I didn't get hurt, but it was a reminder of like,
this is actually dangerous.
Not just dangerous, but like that my body and my brain can have a glitch.
Like a glitch,
Like, how dare you, body? Like, how dare you let me down in that way? And so that always kind of was in my head before I would take off a front flip. I was like, are we all on board? Are we all about to do this thing? Because we're doing this thing.
Such a badass.
And I think that maybe messed me up. But I like fearless better.
Yeah.
I think, for whatever reason, you throw it harder. And
I've never tried it.
It's really fun. If you're comfortable with chest and if you have the rotation, then go for it.
Yeah, I was just thinking to do it like front flip to Korean just to kind of...
Yeah, that's where I started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like more and more and like more forward, just making sure you stay like...
Also, I think like at the beach, we have a lot of photographers who come through.
Yep.
And I think the way like your clothes look was really cool, and that attracted a lot of like photographers, and I remember like some really cool pictures.
Yeah, depends on the day. I would say not all of my outfits were so cute. Like days that I was trying something really hard, I would wear like 6 pairs of sweatpants, and like also you're out there for 8 hours, so I would wear, it was like 90 degrees, and I would have my long sleeve crew neck. My hair was slicked back because it didn't want to get in the way.
Why did you wear crew neck?
Sun. I took my sun. Yeah. So I was getting, I mean, I already noticed that I have like so much sun damage from being on the beach every day, but like I didn't want to put sunscreen, and it wears off in like 2 seconds when you're sweating. So I would wear a crew neck, and then I'd wear like 3 pairs of pants because the line cuts you so much. And then always a hat, always sunglasses, and then my hair would be slicked back. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I think
cool outfits.
I think it looks cool. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Maybe there were some days where like I would train and I felt like I was feeling myself, but like most days, yeah, I would say that like Ryan and I met at the beach. He's my boyfriend, and he definitely had to get over the clothes that I was wearing, because he was like, you were wearing a trucker hat every day I met you. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I think it was super sexy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and I think other people agree.
Yeah.
With that.
I mean, I felt sexy because I was doing what I loved, and so I mean that was what felt great, and it felt good to be pushing myself and to be out there. And honestly, when you're in shape and you have tricks and you can just flow for like 3 minutes, and I always listen to music, so it's like
music was a big part of it.
Huge part of it. Yeah, it started with like kind of like this, like threading cords through before wireless headphones were a thing, and I would like I would go around each side to keep them secure, so like because when you hit the cord, so I'd go up my back, twist them around my bra, and then go up here, so when they fell, they just kind of dangled, and they were like the Apple the Apple headphones. And then eventually got the Beats, like the workout Beats that had the back cord, and now I have
the best.
Those. No, the best are the wireless ones.
Yeah.
The wireless ones that go around your ear, the ones I had, I don't know if you, when we ran into each other.
But were they connected together or no?
No, they were, the ones I trained in mostly were, but honestly, there would be a lot of times I'd grab the cord and rip it out of my ears, and that didn't feel good. But the ones without a cord are awesome.
Okay. Because I remember some people just like, they lose it because it's like so easy to lose.
Yeah, mine, I'll show you mine later. They go around your ear in a really nice way.
So I wanted to see some videos that maybe inspired you, like if you looked at other trickliners doing tricks, or if there is anybody who inspired you while you were training.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a hard question though, because everyone who inspired me at the time, or the people who
were there,
were the people that were there. Yeah, so like, I mean, to be able to train like with professionals, it was so unique. And so I think a lot of people message me asking me questions about how to do certain tricks, and they usually start with like, hey, I'm in, this state that doesn't have, nobody's there. I have no one to train with. Can you tell me how to do this thing? And that was not my experience. My experience was to have 8 people around me that were either throwing down or teaching me.
Maybe you can show like some of your videos that maybe you were most excited about.
Yeah, probably Instagram.
I know Instagram, yeah.
Oh, I want to go back to the question that you asked earlier about style. So this sound, this is a Fearless to Spiral. It's the first time comboing Spirit.
Yeah, you would do a scream. I get it now.
So like those 5, whatever people have been watching me do that trick, and they've been like clapping, where they like those types of moments where they'd been watching me try this trick over and over and over again, and then they land it. So that one I was really excited about. This one I'm stoked on because it was backstage of my first contract.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, this is all.
So how did it feel to get like the contract? So
it was great. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know if I had like.
I remember you had doubts.
Yeah, huge doubts. I mean, I had a lot of skill, but like the no fall zones.
Coming up.
But like right here, you can't fall off this way. Over here, there's like a sharp stage. You can't fall off that way. So like you had to have a lot of consistency. And I didn't know if I had that, but it went really well, and I think I performed well.
And we performed together once too.
Yeah, at a wedding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super fun. A lot of this is just travel stuff. You probably have to go further back to find Trickline stuff. I don't know what other stuff. I mean, highlining's great. That was one of my first falls on highline. Martine doesn't like this one.
Do you think you would ever like highlining?
Yeah, I like it. I'm not addicted to it in the way that like some people are. It just doesn't feel as like, I don't know.
Your cartwheel.
Yeah, that one. Oh, I probably did this like 10,000 times.
Yeah, I remember it was like for the competition.
It was for the trick. Yeah, the American Trickline.
Yeah, American Tricklines. Something.
Yeah. So that one, I did that probably.
I saw your eyebrows now. I'm kidding.
Is that all you see?
I think like one of the best part of your face is your like how emotional you could be and how you can show emotion.
I feel it pretty deeply.
There's a cool picture.
Yeah, this is a front flip, which I was doing.
It's so cool. Look, there's a hat. Oh, there is Angel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the trucker hat.
Yeah.
Style. I mean, this is fun, but nothing too special. But I would say that it also evolves. I think style evolves from watching people that you like and then copying them. So I noticed, I don't remember who I really liked that kept their feet flexed. And I really like
flex for what?
Like their foot like this when they're doing
butt
like I used butt bouncing. I used to do like point my toe. And then I
like scooping.
Yeah, but I wasn't really using it for stability. It was just like my toes like to be pointed. And so once I realized that flexing your feet like looks better.
Oh wow, I never thought of that.
So like little things like that. Naturally, my finger goes into like a gun when I trickline. They like have little pointy fingers. I don't know. That was not something I thought about, but
it's also like your style. It comes from cleanliness.
Yeah, but you have to be clean. Like that it just feel for me. That's what like.
That's a cool photo.
Yeah, I think it's a video actually. It's a little under action.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I like under action because you can like see how this I like just because it's a no hand surf. Surfing's really natural to me. I don't know why. It just like came really natural, but I really like it.
I've been like trying it, inspired by you.
But
you also like I've noticed you like kind of sit as if you're sitting on the chair, so you're like really
I sit pretty low.
Bent, yeah.
Highline, I like doing shoulder stands a lot on the highline.
Oh yeah, or just like on any slackline. I think you started it kind of in Santa Monica, and then people started learning from
I feel that way, but I also don't want to claim that because I'm sure there's someone somewhere that was like, I started it.
Did you teach Gabby how to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Gabby taught a bunch of people, and then she's teaching people in New York right now.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's like I'm like Rebecca's shoulder stands are like spreading out.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. Actually, that's.
I mean, I'm sure other people do it, but it's just like. It was really cool to see you do that there.
I don't remember who taught me. Someone taught me. I don't remember who though.
And did you do I remember you did a competition for shoulder stands or something?
Yeah, I hosted. It was somewhere along.
I love your picture. It's so cool.
This was fun. This was at Burning Man. This was kind of scary, but highlining over a bunch of people. Oh no, this is actually just a reel. We could watch this for a second, but it has a bunch of.
the same. Yeah.
No, it has like a bunch of clips of a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this was gnarly. That's like 900 feet in the air or something. That was sketchy. This is super fun. It was at Burning Man. That's some of the surfing.
I like the top.
I know, right? It was like, I think it's the 4th of July. I think a lot of the stuff we've already seen. But we should go practice this. This was fun too.
I used to do like a Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah. Toe touch is great.
Truck driver was my first grab that I ever learned.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was hard for me to do for whatever reason.
I was so proud of myself. I'm like, I was barely balancing and I could do a truck driver. I'm like, oh my God, I could do a truck driver.
I don't know what else is like worth watching. Spiral's one of my faves. I did a thing with King Kieran where like,
what is it? Show me.
It's a show that, so they said, hey, do you want to do a show with this like influencer / comedian? And I was like, yeah, for sure.
Your hair is so long here.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and it has sound. But
see what I mean? Like your face is very expressive.
Yeah, it's very expressive. Yeah.
But it's a good thing. I see it as a good thing.
Yeah, I think it works. I mean, it's just honestly, I don't try. It's just my heart coming out of my face. But they didn't tell me the name of it until later. And they were trying to make fun of it and be like,
oh, really?
This is something that like only white people do.
Are you serious?
And then, but honestly, they like made it look so cool that I was like, honestly, if they're spreading the word and inspiring people and more people try it, like I'm down to be a part of it. But at the time they didn't tell me what it was called. And I think they wanted to make fun of me, which
like a blonde girl.
Tricks on them. I don't know. I don't know what else.
This is also your like pose that you're like doing.
I think working with Anya, she inspired me a lot in terms of she's a photographer and being more creative on the line and doing more like yoga type poses. And I think that's where a lot of my yoga poses came from. Like we did a whole set.
You know, it's funny that sometimes we learn something for a photo or for a video,
and then it becomes part of it.
Yeah, but
like I learned that with her, but then that became part of a flow that I ended up performing and like being able to move on the line in that type of way.
That's really sick.
But yeah, I completely agree. I think I did. That was Anya. She's great. She was one of the first people that took my picture, I think.
I love her work.
Yeah, she's amazing. This was her too. That was her too. She's so talented. I think that was, you were there that day. Are you in that? We used to train at the gym.
For a little bit.
Yeah. It was a good place to train, though. This was fun. Being in the Athleta thing was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I think tricklining is missing you now.
I miss tricklining.
Because you were pushing it, too, for the sport.
I was at the time. Now it's just so crazy. It's taken off, like, insane. Like, I think, so when I was at my prime, and this was probably 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I was landing, like a double front flip hadn't been landed by any women yet.
Back then,
yeah. Backside blender, I think I was one of the first people to do it.
I think you were definitely saying
first
that.
woman to do it.
Yeah.
Ah! Woo, woo, woo! American Trickline 2017!
Again, you can't confirm. Like, you have to ask everyone if they've done it. But I think I was one of the first ones to do it. So I felt like I was pushing the boundaries. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, when was it? Like 4 or 5 years ago? Like, people started getting good, like really good. Like women.
Japanese,
yeah. But the training facilities in Japan are crazy.
I think in Japan it also depends. Like, some of them are lucky to have gyms.
Yeah,
I'm really jealous of the gyms, but some of them don't. But I think it's different because they bring kids to the sport so young, and then they make it kind of a family thing or something, so they get exposed to it and they don't lose motivation and excitement.
Yeah.
Because imagine, like, your family, your dad is training with you, and I think it's different because they're pushing a lot of tricking, parkour, tricklining. I think they're the best. Tricklining for sure.
Yeah. Especially women, like there's a lot of talented women currently tricklining, but I think, Giovanna really inspired me. She's been huge forever. She's like, I would say actually when we're talking about style, her style like inspired me in terms of amplitude. So I think a lot of people.
Let's look at her stuff. Yeah. Let's show some of her stuff.
Go all the way back. I think she, like, being able to, I wish she would pin her best stuff. I think you can, but like this type of stuff where you're just doing like just a lot of height.
She does have a lot of height.
Yeah, and flex feet too.
Oh, I'm gonna have flex feet all the time.
Look at that, like the amount of like power and strength that she has in her moves, and she has a lot of solid moves, but like she's not on the level of the people that are throwing like double front, double back.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I think she's tried them.
But the rotation wise, like, it's also Japanese more, like double blender or was it double blender landed? I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn. But the amount of like power and strength that she has and height, like she in my mind will like remain one of the greats just because of her consistency. I don't know. Do you know how old she is?
Ooh, I think when I met her, she was 18, and it might have been like maybe 6 years ago. So maybe like 24, 25, 26.
Girl's got legs for days. Yeah, she's super talented. She definitely inspired my style. She definitely inspired my like, that's probably the person I was chasing in terms of like, I want to be as good as Giovanna. And then a lot of guys, but it kind of felt like there was for whatever reason, there was like, guys are doing this and we're doing this, which probably shouldn't be that way. I think it's kind of losing that barrier a little bit. But at the time, it was like, it just felt like I wasn't competing with them because they were on a different level.
Yeah.
At least that's what it felt like.
What about competitions? Like, what competitions have you done?
A lot of online competitions. I haven't competed in forever.
But was competitions like a part of your motivation or no?
No. It didn't feel like winning a competition was a measure of my ability. Like,
but let's say if it were girls, approximately your level there, because like when we went to competitions, it was like guys who were really good, and then there was no girls.
Yeah, and there were no. I always competed with the guys.
Yeah, so there was like no way to win. But what if there were girls who are similar to your level, and like if you land your best trick, you can win?
Yeah, maybe. I don't. For whatever reason, that like, I think for me, at least, it was knowing that I could do it rather than doing it in a competition that really motivated me. I don't know how to answer that question because I've never been in a situation where that's been the case. Like I've never trained with women that were like on my level and competing with me in that way. And also when I was training with them, my goal wasn't to beat them. It was to like inspire them and make them better. And like it wasn't to be like, I'm going to be better than you. It was like, let's get better together.
But it's like in a competition. I like my favorite competition was in Brazil. And it was among the girls who were on my level. And it's like for the first time, I felt like I can push myself to land whatever I can, the best things I can land, and it will make a difference. You know, like it would do something. You know?
I haven't had that feeling, so I'm jealous. Maybe if I got a taste of that, I'd be like, oh, there's blood in the water coming for you, coming for all of you. So maybe, but I don't see that as a motivating piece. I think performing was probably the most motivational, just because the pressure was so high, and then being able to do the thing that you had planned. I mean, maybe that's a form of competition, right? Like doing what you planned on doing, but.
Yeah, it's like I see it like as a very concentrated state with a lot of pressure, which is similar to competition.
Yeah. So maybe it's the same thing, but that was super motivating. I think, honestly, the thing that motivated the most was just doing new tricks, like landing new tricks. Consistency. Screaming. Just love to scream.
What about injuries?
Which one?
Tell me. Tell.
Yeah, injuries suck. As much as I like the pain, I don't like the injuries. I think my first few injuries were probably broken ribs from landing on the line like this. And I think I probably broke like four of them.
Like broke or fractured?
It's kind of the same thing when it comes to ribs. Broke, but they weren't like floating around in my body, but they were still like intact, but they'd
all the way?
Broken all the way through, yeah.
Did it heal like well?
No, kind of. So I've broken, the ones that I broke with slackline were on this side. I think I broke 2 on this side and maybe 2 on this side too. And then I re-broke them when I went to Mexico, and I had 10 too many tequilas. And then I was walking a chain, and I had these really stupid shoes that were slippery, and my foot slipped off the chain.
You
and
fell on there?
Yeah.
And you like broke it at the same spots?
Maybe. They said that there's still, like when they x-ray, I had an x-ray like a year ago, and they said I still have fractures in there that haven't healed. I don't know what that's about.
Possible,
but and this was years ago. But when I landed on the chain,
does it hurt like in real life?
Kind of. I can pop it in and out. Like I can grab it and I can manipulate it. So I can like.
That's crazy.
Here, put your finger right here. Okay, wait. Not as much pressure.
Oh yeah, it's popping.
Yeah.
I wonder why it's popping.
Yeah, I don't know. That one I had to go to the hospital, and they like had to do an ultrasound to make sure there wasn't internal bleeding, and that one I had medication and I couldn't breathe, or like not breathe. I couldn't move for a few weeks. The other ones with tricklining were less severe. I dislocated my elbow in a competition. I think you flew off the mats. Yeah. Yeah, I did a 180 to feet. And then when I landed, I had too much weight forward, so it like slingshot me forward. And I remember like my face was going towards the edge of the pad and the cement. And I was like, oh, I don't want to take the cement in the face. And so I put my arms down, but my momentum was still going forward. And so like my body came like this, and then my elbow popped out of joint. And it was so bad. It was probably the worst. I've broken a lot of bones. I've had a lot of injuries, and it was the most pain I've probably ever been in. I remember like, we had to hold it in place. I had to pop it back in place because we waited for people to come. And I remember I wasn't feeling any circulation in my arm, and I was like, oh, things are tingling, people, like this is bad. And so I like just moved it a little bit, and then it like, and I felt it go back in place, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Ow! And then the pain set on, and then they took me in an ambulance. They drove around the block because the hospital was across the street, but no one told me that. And then they said it ripped all the ligaments. And anyway, I was in like a cast for like 4 months or something like that. That one was really bad.
I remember you had a cast like you would adjust the...
Yeah, so at first it was like this, and then every week they'd give me more mobility and more mobility so it could heal. But I ripped everything. So normally, apparently, if you dislocate your elbow the way I did, you have to have surgery. Because it's such a tight joint that you rip, if it's out of the joint, you rip enough things, they have to like sew it back together. But mine, for whatever reason, was like somehow sucked back in, but everything was still ripped. And so I'm not sure how I lucked out, but they said I lucked out. Didn't feel like I lucked out. But it sucked because I couldn't trickline for 4 months, and that, I mean, I think I actually still did. Probably
it's not your chest. This is your chest bounce hand, right?
Yeah, it wasn't my chest bounce hand. But yeah, I remember going there and like bouncing around and people like, don't do that. And I was just like, okay. And I did it anyway, which was dumb. What other ones? Broke my ankle doing a spiral. That one was like they said it was a sprain. It wasn't. It was broken. And that really messed me up. I have scar tissue that actually keeps me from tricklining now, which really sucks. They had me like step on it every single day because they said it was sprained. So like put more and more weight on it. And I was just like, okay. So every day I was like crying, like I can do this, putting myself through all this pain to try to get the sprained ankle back up to speed. And after 3 months, I was like, it's not healing. So they did an MRI, had a fracture, broken ankle. They said, sorry about that. But I had built up so much scar tissue that joint is now like,
worked up a little bit.
Yeah. Every time I backflip off the line, it impinges my joint, like pinches the scar tissue.
So you can't like flex it.
Yeah. So that's why I don't
there's a
trickline
way.
as much.
I wonder if there's a way to fix it.
They said I can do surgery, but they said that the surgery is to remove scar tissue, but the surgery will cause scar tissue.
But maybe it will cause less scar tissue.
Maybe. They also said the joint is now more flexible, so it can pinch it. Anyway, this is medical talk. You probably don't care about this.
Yeah, but I don't care.
Yeah. Maybe my physical therapist and my doctor, they both said, do you want the ankle for the rest of your life? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you should probably stop tricklining.
But they always say that.
Yeah. This one felt real.
Talk to another doctor in New York, because I know you moving to New York.
Yeah, maybe. I also don't feel like tricklining I'm going to business school in New York in a couple months, and I don't know how much like tricklining I'll be doing there. And it's also hard to like intermittently get back to tricklining, right?
Yeah.
Like your body needs to be pretty fit to withstand, especially pushing yourself. So I don't like jumping in and tricklining every 6 months because you get there and you're probably going to get hurt.
Yeah. But I'm hoping for a comeback.
I'm hoping for a comeback too. I loved it. So it's like a part of my soul.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel this, and I think
you are a part of my soul because you're there.
Do you like training with me? I feel like we haven't trained a lot together.
We were like it was hard for me because I had somebody better than me, and like no matter how hard I pushed, I couldn't get there. I still don't have tricks that you had, you know, but somehow it does make a difference.
Yeah, I think being social, I think makes a difference. Just having other people going for the same thing. I don't feel competitive though. Like I don't know why we were.
I think I do. That's why. That was the reason. It's not like competitiveness that blew me off. It was more like, can I do this?
You know, like a standard being set and they're getting frustrated. You can't get to that standard.
And I felt the same thing when I was training with Joey, because him and I were almost at the same level, and then he started progressing so fast, and I'm like, oof, like, do I have to find like a partner every 6 months or something? Because everybody would just progress so much faster. Yeah. And it's frustrating, but I've learned to like enjoy my own progress. You know? And it's hard to do, but like I've learned how to do it.
Yeah, I kind of felt that with all the guys. Like they would always get the attention, and they were always on a different level. But I think maybe that's why music was so important to me.
Just
because
to block it off.
Kind of. Like it was like it was me competing against me. Like there was no one else. It didn't matter who was progressing at what level. And like, yeah, it inspired me and like maybe motivated me, but it felt like the only adversary that I had at the park was myself. And so like, and if other people were progressing, like really great for them. And maybe because they were just so on a different level, it wasn't even like worth comparing.
Maybe because you had it. Like maybe you had that because you had it support. You think you didn't need it, but if you didn't have it, maybe you would have felt different.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Martin would get to the beach, and I was so inspired because he said, if you land everything 180, you can learn more tricks.
Okay.
So at some point I land everything 180, and I think he came to the beach, and I'm like, Martin, I landed everything 180. Like, what should I do next? This is so amazing. And he was like, oh, it took you that long? And he just like walked away. And he's like, oh, Rebecca, try this thing. I'm like, oh.
I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate. But also, like, I think learning everything 180 is super helpful. It's a good base of like of all tricks. And yeah, I should have been more supportive. I would say that watching people though, like I train with Martine. I train with Zeph more than I train with Martine. Martine's style is really beautiful. I think he does a really good job at like pushing himself, and you feel that through his movements.
Like the way he throws things.
He throws things with heart.
Yeah.
And he's since I met him to where he is now, he's progressed so much.
And
like
he's never stopped.
And he never stops. No.
Yeah.
And I mean, I almost can't. I mean, kind of going back to what you were saying, like I can't keep up with his expectation and motivation. Like he's constantly expecting me to learn new things or to train or to be better, which is a great thing. But
he does it to himself too.
Yeah, he does it to himself. But at some point I'm almost just like, I can't even keep up with, like, I can't do what you think I can do, which maybe I can. Maybe that's the point. But he has super high standards for himself, and you can see it through his progress.
Through his progress.
But he's fun to watch. He's really fun to watch.
What's your advice to new trickliners who are just starting this sport, like female or male? I don't know.
Okay.
What would be the thing for them to pay attention to? Or
it's a great question. I think a lot of different trickliners would give different answers. I would say the biggest thing for me when approaching tricks is to break it down and this worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but baby steps. So like, and I was really lucky again because Zeph was able to break things down for me. So like, backside free fall is really like 3 different movements that if you can do all 3, then you can do the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So for me, when I'm learning a new trick, breaking down each movement into something more attainable, and then getting that piece and understanding that you can do it. So that for me was really helpful, is breaking down movements.
What are the 3 things for the backside free fall? Because I'm learning it right now.
Is a backside free fall? So it's been so long since I've learned. Butt bounce 180 to feet. And this is backside for me, but butt bounce 180 to feet. And then, and if you can do that, and then if you can do butt bounce 270 to feet, that's helpful, just because that's the last bit of the rotation. But butt bounce 180 to feet, and then if you can do feet 180 to chest, that's the second half of the rotation. So like getting your chest up, bringing it up, and then getting your feet underneath you, and then dropping your shoulder to turning, and then coming down. Chest. So I think the first time I did it, I actually tapped my feet on the line because that was like, so I came up, tapped, and then like dropped. Yeah. Exactly. So maybe it's 2 steps technically.
I love that move. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
So break it down to steps.
That would probably be my first piece of advice. I want to say go for it, but I also like take that with a grain of salt, because go for it, but like only if you're prepared. Like don't just go for it. Don't just like throw it and like Hail Mary yourself. But like at the end of the day, you just have to do it, right? Like there's going to be so much fear and like whatever, like let's say you go out there and you start doing your free fall and you get those 2 steps. The next piece is doing it, right? And you have to believe in yourself in a way that's real, and you're not just telling yourself, but like you have to understand that your body's prepared for this. And maybe that's why breaking it down to steps is so helpful for me, because it builds like that confidence. And by the time you're just going for it, you have the confidence and the knowledge and the body awareness that it works out. So go for it, but like
for me it helps either to have my friends to count me off. So it's like, okay, I'm going for it. Like, because they're counting it off, like I have to go. Or in my head, I would say, no matter what happens, like I'm prepared for whatever, even if it causes injury or whatever. But it never kind of does. When you think it does, it doesn't. But then you get injured in stupid stuff.
It's always stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never the hard stuff. I mean, it's probably the hard stuff sometimes. But for me, it's always stupid stuff.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to take any circumstances that are going to come out of it. And it's just like, okay, I'm going for it.
Oh, that's interesting.
How is it for you?
What do I say when it's time to go? I usually count myself down. So 3, 2, and I count them on like the bounces. No, I don't say anything. I just count myself down. I walk myself through the trick mentally, and then I go for it. I usually do some like, I don't know, psyche things. Sometimes some shaking, sometimes some like clapping, but whatever. I think music is huge. So if you haven't trained with music, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge part of my style too, because like when I'm listening to a song, I'm partly dancing when I'm on the slackline. And so like if I start walking and it's a slower part and I'm like moving my hands usually to the song.
That's so
And then
crazy.
like if there's like the beat drops, that's usually when I'll go to butt bounce and then like do something. So
do you have a favorite song that makes you throw stuff?
yeah, not a favorite song, favorite artist. So Lindsay Sterling, I really like. She does electronic, like violin and kind of EDM-ish. Escala's great. There are a few songs that really get me going that I would have to, I mean, it's changed. So I mean, I've trained for so many years that like they've shifted or they've been like really good for a while and then they've swapped them out.
Oh, cool.
And that's also a way of counting myself down, I think, is like, all right, the
and
beats
I
drop-
remember you told me once that you remember all the songs, so that you listen to them many, many times.
Yep.
So
I have
it's
like a slackline playlist, and so I know what's coming next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know when it's coming.
Yep. And that's helpful too, because there's also a little bit of like psych that it gives you, like when the beat drops and you're like, hell yeah, like I'm doing this, and like you go for it. So that, I think music is really helpful. It does tune people out a little bit. Like I think people that I trained with hated that I listened to music.
Yeah, because like Rebecca.
Yeah, you try to talk to me and I like.
Oh, she has headphones. Okay.
Yeah. But also it like concentration wise, you get to stay within your own mind, which is really nice. Find a community if you can.
Yeah,
I think that's really important. Even if you're posting stuff in like, you know, an online community, if you can. Feedback is great from other people. Can I ask you a question? Why did you start this podcast?
So I was in Germany in the Gibbon office, and I was talking to Robert, who is the owner of Gibbon, and that company did a lot for tricklining.
Okay.
And he said, "You know what's missing?" I'm like, "What?" And then we're just like chatting, and I'm balancing on his gibboard, and he's like, "long form videos." And I've been thinking about it for a long time because when I talk to people who are far away, like remote, like Joey, my friend, he looked up tricklining, and the only thing he could find was like Justin Wager's videos, and he would watch them over and over again to learn. And I realized that people who don't have a community or who are just getting into a sport, and a lot of like teenagers, they use YouTube as a learning tool. So it would be great to bring it all together, you know, to have that inspiration or connection between people, to understand somebody's journey. Like if you're starting and it's really hard and you can see other people who went through it, then you have hope for doing it, you know, like, so it's like creating this virtual resource for people to watch.
Interesting.
Do it. But I think we all put like a little piece of something to the future, you know, to the future generations. And whatever we can do, we do. And then like there will be other people who maybe bring more to the community and to learn and to teach.
I mean, already it's been 10 years since I started tricklining or slacklining, and like it's changed so much. And that's mainly due to people who invest their time in the sport and their community. And I mean, I love being part of it. I feel like I'm part of history, which is really cool. No way, yeah. It's very tiny piece of history.
I mean, that's what history is built on, little tiny pieces. Thank you guys for watching. It was Rebecca Whitney. Thank you for your time. Thank you for finding this time to talk about it.
Yeah, it's amazing chatting with you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.